The series kicks off with John saying goodbye to his family. We find out that his dad just got a promotion at work, so his mom is staying behind to take care of things at home. Like any typical mom, she keeps reminding him not to leave the lights on, to eat well, to clean up after himself, and not turn the place into a mess. John acts like he's all sad and heartbroken because he's going to be alone, and tells them to hurry up or they'll miss their flight. He waves at them as they drive off, pretending to be devastated, but the second they're gone, he starts dancing and celebrating like he just got released from prison. He heads back into the house, starts eating and drinking, and throws his clothes all over the place. Exactly the opposite of what his mom told him. Within no time, the house looks like a complete pigsty. And if that wasn't enough, he says the house is too clean and decides to call his friends over to hang out. One by one they arrive, first, second, third, until there are 5 of them, all chilling at John's place. They're playing PlayStation, cards, watching TV, eating, drinking, as if they own the place. And John, being a humble host, says since he's the owner, he'll take the chicken breast. His friends just laugh and go along with it. While they're eating, John tells them that his mom mentioned the son of her friend just came back from America and doesn't have a place to stay. So he's going to crash at their place until he finds somewhere to live. His friends are surprised. There's no spare room. They ask where the guy's going to stay. John, being Mr. Democracy, says, "Hey, I'm the house owner, so I get my own room." They all start arguing because each of them wants to have their own room. John reminds them, "Be thankful I'm not charging you rent, you freeloaders." Then their friend Young comes out of the room and tells them to shut up already and just fight quietly so he can sleep. But they keep yelling and pulling each other's hair until the doorbell suddenly rings. They think it must be the new guy, but when they open the door, it's just their neighbor asking for someone named Tay. They slam the door in his face and go back inside, forgetting what they were even fighting about. Then they go, "Well, food's still warm. Let's eat." That's real friendship for you. Then they start talking about the guy who's supposed to live with them. John says his name is Alex, and that he's Korean but born and raised in the US. They want to figure out his personality before he moves in, so they decide to check out his WhatsApp. All they find are cat pictures, which freaks them out for some reason. But then they see photos of him hanging out with a bunch of girls. That's when John says, "All right, guys, I'll make the sacrifice. He can stay in my room." But one of the guys says, "No way, my room's bigger. He's staying with me." Suddenly, the doorbell rings again. One of them opens it and is shocked. Standing there is a girl who says, "Hi, I'm Alex." He panics and slams the door in her face. The girl is totally confused. She rings the bell again. This time, John and the others open the door. She walks in with her bag and everyone's just staring, completely confused. Then she introduces herself. She's Alex, and she's going to be staying with them. John freezes and starts thinking back. Turns out his mom called him earlier while he was half asleep and not paying attention. She clearly said that her friend's daughter is coming from America and will be staying at their place until she finds somewhere else. Alex laughs at the misunderstanding. John thought she was a guy. She introduces herself again, says she's Korean, grew up in America, and she's excited to live with them. John tries to hint that maybe it's not a good idea. Like, they're not exactly living in New York or anything, but she doesn't see a problem. She's hyped to live with people her age and is sure they'll all get along. John freaks out and tells her she has to leave, but Alex says his mom already gave her the green light. John insists, "I'm the house owner, my rules." He confidently calls his mom, thinking she'll back him up. He comes back terrified. Turns out his mom told him either Alex stays or he's getting kicked out. So the guys hold a vote to decide if Alex stays or they all leave. They have a group meeting while Alex listens to music in the other room. None of them are comfortable with her being there, and they can't decide what to do. So they agree to let her spend the night and vote the next day. Later, Alex asks where her room is. The guys all stare at each other. Someone's got to give up their room. Of course, John ends up being the one to move out and bunk with his friend. He's not happy about it. That night, Alex needs a toothbrush. John offers to go get one, but she insists she's a grown woman and can go alone. When she takes a while, John gets worried and heads out to check on her. She's already on her way back, but she notices a cat meowing in the garden and goes to check. Suddenly, someone bumps into her from behind. It's John. He apologizes for scaring her, and they head back together. She thanks him and goes to bed. The next morning, Alex wakes up early, makes breakfast, and calls everyone to eat. John and the guys wake up and are shocked. They happily eat, enjoying the food. All of a sudden, they change their minds. Yeah, she can stay forever. A little cheese and jam really goes a long way. John officially gives up his room, moves his stuff out, and Alex starts decorating it. John notices her slippers. They're super cute and girly. At dinner that night, They all talk and get to know each other better. Alex asks about their studies. One's into cinema, another into fine arts. She's happy they're all such close friends. Then she tells them she's studying mechanical engineering. The guys are stunned. That's a tough major. Turns out one of them, Young, is in the same field, but he seems annoyed and gets up to leave. Later, Alex heads to the kitchen for water. She's not used to spicy Korean food. She accidentally drinks from a bottle full of ginger, thinking it's water, and ends up spitting it out right in Young's face. John bursts out laughing. Alex apologizes and says she brushed her teeth, but Young ignores her, hands her a glass of water, and walks off. The next day, Alex wakes up and finds the house a complete mess. John's passed out on the couch, food all over the floor, the place smells terrible, the bathroom's disgusting, and the washing machine's full of dirty laundry. She's living with animals. That night, she tries to sleep, but the guys are being loud playing PlayStation. She steps out and tells them it's too late to be making all that noise. John tells her it's only 3 a.m. The night's just getting started. Then Young shows up, pulls the PlayStation plug, and says he needs sleep because he's got class in the morning. He tells Alex she'll never survive living with these lunatics. And honestly, she starts to feel like he's right. The next day, she writes down a list of house rules and wakes them all up at 1 p.m. When they read the list, the first rule is, clean up after yourselves. One of the new house rules Alex sets is no staying up too late and no making loud noise at night. But of course, the guys aren't having it. They take a vote and decide not to follow her rules. Then they all head back to their rooms to finish sleeping. Alex feels frustrated and kind of hurt. Young notices she's upset, so he decides to cook something for her himself. That cheers her up, and she goes with him to the kitchen. She's happy just watching him cook. Once the food is ready, they eat together and enjoy the moment. Later, he takes her to the supermarket, buys her the ice cream she loves, and they take a walk. Alex is really touched by how thoughtful he's being. She thanks him, but Young tells her he's not the only one who cares. He says all the guys do, they just don't show it. He tells her it was actually one of the guys who asked him to cook for her. And even John had been turning off the AC so she wouldn't get cold, even though he has a heat allergy. Alex is surprised by all of this. She starts to realize she might have judged them unfairly. When they get back to the house, she sees the guys are actually cleaning up, just like she asked. She's so happy she starts running around after them, all smiles. That night, everyone's in their rooms doing their own thing, when suddenly the power goes out. They all freak out and gather in the living room. Someone lights a candle, and they tell Alex not to be scared. But she's totally unbothered. Instead, she goes, scared? This is the perfect time for ghost stories. She starts telling them creepy stories. One time, back in America, someone knocked on her door, but when she opened it, no one was there. Just as she says that, they hear a loud knock in the house. The guys are terrified, nearly having a heart attack. 3 of them use it as an excuse to run out and grab snacks, just to escape the horror stories. Meanwhile, Alex stays behind with Young and his friend. One of them plays a Zodiac game with her and tells her she's going to meet her soulmate tonight. He tells her not to fall for him, though, but Alex just laughs it off. Then he reads Young's Zodiac and says he'll meet his soulmate tonight, too. They both decide to go chill separately for a bit. But Young comes back with a pillow and tells Alex he'll sleep beside her in the living room to keep her company. He asks her to wake him up when the others come back. Alex is touched by what he did. He seems a lot kinder than he lets on. She ends up watching him sleep, and suddenly he opens his eyes and catches her staring. She gets flustered and quickly heads outside for some fresh air. While walking, she spots something shiny on the ground and bends down to pick it up. Out of nowhere, their creepy neighbor shows up and asks her where she found it. She gets scared, but Young shows up just in time, steps in, and makes sure she's okay. They walk back together, and she nearly trips, but he catches her just in time. Right then, the lights come back on, and Alex remembers the soulmate prediction. They just stand there looking at each other. It's like a romantic movie moment. But then one of the guys sees them hugging and totally misunderstands what's going on. The next day, Alex is still shocked by everything that happened. She can't stop thinking about Young. She asks herself why he's even on her mind. John comes and sits next to her and turns on the TV. A romantic movie is playing. He tells her that love isn't something to be ashamed of. Then a love song starts playing and it hits a nerve. She gets up and walks off. John notices her acting differently and starts to suspect something's up. Alex tries to avoid Young, but every time she sees him, she gets nervous and awkward. She ends up locking herself in her room. Meanwhile, Young can't stop thinking about her either. He sits next to John, talking to himself without even realizing it. And John, being John, starts picking up on what's going on too. Alex stays quiet and sad for a while, until one of the guys invites her to play PlayStation. It lifts her mood, and she starts laughing and having fun again. Young sees them playing and feels jealous. After the game, Barack, one of the guys, asks Alex to help him pick out a gift for a girl he likes. Alex starts wondering if maybe he's talking about her. One of the other guys overhears the convo and assumes Barack has feelings for her. He runs off and tells everyone. Alex ends up having to explain that there's nothing going on between her and Barack. She keeps trying to clear it up. Later, she goes to talk to Barack directly. He shows her the necklace he picked out for the girl he likes. Alex starts to panic a little. Maybe he is talking about her. But then Barack tells her no, it's actually for a girl he likes from his university. He also tells her he knows she has feelings for Young. Then he walks off. Alex yells after him, saying she doesn't have a crush on Young. But suddenly Young shows up and hears her. She gets flustered and tries to explain, but he doesn't respond. He just tells her not to stand outside alone and heads back inside. Alex is left standing there, embarrassed. The next morning, she wakes up and finds a necklace and a letter on her desk. She accidentally drops the letter without reading it. She assumes it's from Barack, remembering when he told her he'd get her a necklace too, to thank her for helping him choose a gift for his crush. When Alex goes downstairs, she finds Park all dressed up. He tells them he's going to give the gift to his crush and confess his feelings. He says bye and heads out. After that, Alex asks everyone to help clean the house. At first, they try to get out of it, but she manages to convince each one to clean their room. Alex goes to the kitchen and tries to put some dishes away, but the shelf's too high and she can't reach. Young shows up to help. Alex gets a little embarrassed and says she's tall enough and could have done it herself, but she tries and still can't reach. Young laughs at how stubborn she is and keeps helping her clean. Later, Alex goes to tidy up her room. She sees the necklace on her desk and wants to put it on. While she's trying, Ian helps her, and Young sees them together. He gets annoyed and jealous and tries to separate them by pretending he wants to help clean the room too. While doing that, he accidentally knocks the letter under the bed without realizing. After cleaning, they all crash in the living room, completely exhausted. Alex says she envies Park for going on a date and wishes she could go on one too. Then one of the guys gets a call. He finds out he won the art competition he applied to. Super excited, he runs to tell the others. Just then, Park comes back, clearly upset. He tells them he got rejected. They all hide their excitement and sit with him, trying to cheer him up. Park explains that after finally gathering the courage to confess, he found out someone else had already gotten to her first. He says he waited too long for the perfect moment and now regrets it. He tells the others not to make the same mistake and to speak up about their feelings. Young follows Park outside to comfort him. Park tells him not to hide how he feels and to be honest with Alex. But Young gets nervous and lies, saying he doesn't like her. Meanwhile, Alex is standing a bit farther away and overhears everything. Later, everyone's back at the house. They decide to play truth or dare. When it's Young's turn, they ask if he likes someone, but he avoids the question and just takes a drink instead. The next morning, John and another friend are in the kitchen. Park wakes up, goes to grab a drink, and they pass by him without saying anything. He's confused, thinks maybe he smells bad, and asks what's going on. Then they ask John if he remembers what happened last night. Turns out, no, he doesn't. Apparently, when it was Young's turn last night, no one asked him anything, so he got frustrated and started dancing and doing random moves. Then he tripped and fell on top of everyone, and Alex landed on a glass bottle cap, hurting her hand. We see her now with a bandage on it. Park feels bad and goes to apologize to Alex, telling her he didn't mean to hurt her. At the same time, we see Young feeling worried. He wants to bring her some medicine, but hesitates and leaves it in the living room. Later, Alex comes down, sees the medicine, and assumes it was from Ian, since he was the one who cleaned her wound and bandaged her hand the night before. She smiles, puts some of the cream on, and sits down. Young comes over and checks on her. Alex tells him she's okay and thanks him for caring. Then Young invites her to go out and get some fresh air, and she agrees. As they leave, Young watches from inside, clearly jealous. His friend notices and asks what's wrong, but Young just brushes it off and goes to his room. While out, Ian asks Alex about the necklace. She tells him Park gave it to her to say thanks for helping him choose a gift for his crush, but the girl turned him down. Then Ian suddenly asks, "So, who do you like?" Alex gets flustered, but he says he saw her reaction during Truth or Dare when Young was asked about his crush, and that it was obvious she likes him. Alex tries to brush it off and change the subject. On the way back, they spot their neighbors standing in the street. Ian notices the necklace he's wearing looks exactly like the one Alex found. When they get home, Ian asks Park where he got that necklace from. Park says it wasn't from him. He found it outside the house and thought it belonged to Alex, so he left it in her room. Now Alex is confused. If Park didn't buy it, then who did? Then Park remembers there was a letter with the necklace. Everyone rushes to Alex's room to look for it. Young finds the letter under the bed. When he reads it, they all realize it's from the neighbor, the same guy they'd seen in the street. Young tells the others he saw that guy wearing a similar necklace and got a weird feeling from him. They all agree to return the necklace and find out why he sent it. Some of the guys are a little freaked out, wondering if he might be dangerous or some kind of creepy stalker. One even suggests calling the cops, but the others tell him to chill. When they go to the neighbor's house, they're surprised to find he's actually really nice, and that he has a dog. He explains the whole story. The thing Alex found shining on the ground was actually the dog's necklace. He made it himself and put it on the dog in case she got lost. That's why he asked Alex where she found it. He left the necklace and let her outside the house as a way to apologize for scaring her that night. They had bumped into each other, and he realized he'd freaked her out. The group apologizes for the misunderstanding and even invite him to hang out with them. But then they get another surprise. He tells them he's 38 years old. Even though he's 38, he doesn't look it, and John jokes, "Sorry, uncle," before they all leave the house. Back in her room, Alex looks for the necklace she found and thinks about returning it to the neighbor. But just then, she gets a call from an organization in the US. They tell her she's been accepted for an internship. She's super excited until they mention she has to fly out in a week. Reality hits. Young walks in and says he'll come with her to return the necklace to the neighbor so she's not alone. On their way down, they see John bought 5 ice creams. He forgot there are 6 of them. Alex says she'll buy another one on the way back. She and Young go to the neighbor's place, and when he sees them together, he assumes they're a couple. He even gives them matching rings as a gift. They try to tell him they're not dating, but he insists they look good together and should keep them. Alex thanks him and accepts the gift. Then they stop at the supermarket to grab ice cream. On the way home, they walk and talk, and Alex admits that when she first met Young, she thought he was boring because he barely talked. But now she sees he's actually kind and sweet. Young is clearly happy hearing that. Their friends catch up with them, but Young asks Alex if they can hang out, just the 2 of them sometime. She happily agrees. But back in her room, she remembers the internship again. If she doesn't leave within the week, they'll give her spot to someone else. She feels torn, happy, but sad to leave her friends. Meanwhile, Young is in his room, thinking about all his memories with Alex. He's happy he finally got close to her. The next day, Alex gets ready to go out. She puts on makeup, changes her hairstyle, and chooses a cute outfit. Young is already waiting for her, and funnily enough, they end up wearing matching outfits. They go to a dessert shop, and Young orders all her favorite sweets. Alex laughs seeing how shy he is, especially how he can't even make eye contact with her. Later, he buys her lots of chocolate at the supermarket. They sit together at the park, eating and chatting. At one point, their hands touch by accident, and Young gets embarrassed. He wants to confess his feelings, but before he can, Alex suddenly tells him about the internship. She's leaving in a week. They take a photo together, but Young doesn't want his face in it. He just congratulates her, gets up, and walks away. Alex goes back home, staring at the rings sadly, thinking about how hard it is to say goodbye. She talks to John, asking if he's ever dated someone long distance. He says he tried once, but it didn't work. Later, she gathers everyone and tells them about the internship. Everyone's upset. They've grown used to having her around and don't want her to leave. They decide to throw her a farewell party. That night, they all drink and try to convince her to stay. But Young keeps reminding them this is her dream and she shouldn't give it up. They eat cake, smear frosting on each other, laugh, and share memories of when Alex first arrived, how she became one of them. They take tons of pictures so they can always remember her. The next day, Alex packs her bags. Young comes in and offers to take her to the airport, but she gently refuses. She knows he's too shy to say how he feels. So, before she leaves, she writes him a note saying she loves him and hides it inside a box of chocolates. Young stands outside her door, about to go in and confess, but he backs out at the last second and goes to his room. That's when Alex walks over and gives him the chocolates. Later, when he opens the box, he finds the note and realizes she loves him too. He lights up with joy. At the airport, the friends gather to say goodbye. Everyone's sad. Just as the car is about to pull away, Young runs up and knocks on her window. He gives her back the chocolate. She looks confused, but when she opens the box, there's a new note, this time from him, saying he loves her too. She's overjoyed and heartbroken that she still has to leave. But in the final scene, Alex comes back from America after finishing her internship. She knocks on the door, and Young opens it, wearing the ring the neighbor gave them. She's wearing hers too. He's thrilled to see her, and she tells him she's staying. Their friends see them from a distance and welcome her back, but this time, not just as a friend, as their buddy's girlfriend. And that's how the show ends. If you like the story, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss new recaps.